3, 2, 1. Welcome back, everybody. Today we have Josh Buchanan on the show with us. Josh, tell the people a little bit about yourself.
Oh, all right. My name is Josh Buchanan. I'm 32 years old. Born and raised here in Toledo, Ohio. I actually work at Buckeye Broadband as technical support or Brainiacs. And I'm also a personal trainer at Family Fitness on Dorr Street as well. Do a little bit of dance aerobic classes as well and personal trainings for people that want to lose weight, build muscle, do it all.
Nice, very nice. And that's the big point I want to touch on you today is that fitness part because I started with you, I think, 2 months this time, but we started a couple months ago before COVID, and it's been amazing. The experience with you has been, like, super amazing.
Thank you.
I love it. Me and Juan have been going to your classes. Amazing transformation on both of our sides, honestly. Right. From when we started to where we're at now, I feel has been a super good adventure, and I feel like it's continuing down that path. Right. So and I want to spread the word because I have loved every moment of. I have hated some moments too. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Let's put that out there. But right. I honestly, I've loved it, and I think it's amazing. How long have you been doing this? How long have you been training people?
It's going to actually be coming up to 3 years here very soon. Actually started, really was at the beginning of 2018. I actually had a dance yoga studio with a few other colleagues of mine downtown Toledo. It's actually called The Space. It was right next to the Seagate Center, the Huntington Center, and like the, Fifth Third Field. Yeah. So wasn't anything wrong with besides the location. It's just during the time.
That sounds like prime real estate, though. Right. That sounds good.
Right, it does, but parking-wise, it was very difficult for people to come in. So I know I was there for about a year, and then I know once the Walleye game started, I was like, I'm not going to be able to get anything because that's going to take a lot of parking there. So I ended up actually contacting a friend because I know he was at the gym, and I asked him if he would be able to accommodate my dance class there. And he said, he wanted to see what it was about. Started doing that first, a few months into that, and then I started doing some personal trainings then at that point in time.
Okay. And where are you? Family Fitness is the only place you're doing anything as of now?
Yes, Family Fitness is the only gym that I am actually training out of. Okay. So I'm doing all my stuff through Family Fitness.
Okay. And you're doing dance classes as well as what you're doing with us. So you're not just doing one thing. You're doing two different things, I guess, they're out of the same building, right?
Right. So I also do the trainings, which is usually one-on-one or it's group sessions. So if you wanted to come out to me just yourself, we could train that way. If it was you and your friend, you and your wife, anybody will train like that. Or I have an actual class where I'm actually, teaching a few steps. We play a song and it's an hour long. It's actually a great cardio workout. Usually goes by really quickly because anytime you're having fun, you're like, wow, this class is an hour long. And I'm like, yeah, we're already 40 minutes in. They're like, wait, it doesn't even feel like it's that long. Yeah. But that's the one component that I do that got me into actual fitness.
Which one? What?
The dance class.
The dance class? Yes. That's what got you into the fitness?
Yes.
What? How was that the turning point, or how was that the one thing that got you in?
Well, when I was doing that there, everyone else was personal training. I know that a lot of people. I was a very enthusiastic person when it comes to my fitness. So some people are like, "Hey, I want to train with you." You look like you know what you're doing and all this other stuff. So I was like, well, I'm just doing the classes, But then I got slowly into it. Mike, the owner of Family Fitness, Mike Riley, he actually took me under his wing and showed me some things. I know Jay from there as well, Darius Glover. So all those guys that train, I've actually watched them and gotten things from them as well. So that's really how it really started. So it was just a dance aerobic class. Yeah. That's what I wanted. People asked me for trainings. Yeah. I did a couple of those. One lady had really fabulous results. Her results, I posted them. Then that's where it started. I got 9 people. Then those people turned to 17. It got bigger. How
do you like it more than the dancing, or do you equal? What's your take on that?
It's kind of a equal thing. Yeah. The only thing with it is it's just when you're coming in for the class, it's a fun thing to do. Yeah. Everybody's trying to, either lose weight. It's easier because it's just like, hey, I'm just doing my dance. You follow me. Yeah. Where personal training is a little bit more complicated because, you have to figure out what works best for the person. You have to also figure out what needs they have and also what things they can't do. So say someone comes in, they have an issue with, a back or knee. Now I can say, oh, I can't do these things, but we still have to work that out. Yeah. So it's more of a challenge, which I do like.
Yeah.
But it's different in each way.
Gotcha. I've noticed that you found a way that no matter what it is, you can switch it up during the workouts. You have a good eye for knowing what works and what doesn't. And you have kept me like completely guessing all the time when I walk in, because I assume that I know what's going to happen. Hey, we did this, we're probably going to do this. And you hit me with the old switcheroo, and we end up doing a completely different workout, which is great because my body doesn't know what to expect. My mind doesn't know what to expect. So I go in thinking one thing, but I walk out like, oh, okay, that was not what I expected for the day.
Right.
But I love that, because if it were the same thing, it would get monotonous. It would be the same routine, same. And I haven't felt that yet. And I'm wondering when you're going to stop coming up with ideas, because there's new workouts all the time, or even a new way to do the same workout, and it's been throwing me off in a good way, in a really good way.
Yeah.
The dance classes that you do, hold on, before you go, the dance classes that you've done, I've caught the tail end of them, and you were saying that they seem to fly by, and I've heard the people say that as I walk in, because usually I'm walking in right when that's finishing up, and there's been times where we've shown up early, and I hear you finishing up, and they're like, we're done already?
Right.
It's like they had a blast the whole time, but everyone's drenched in sweat.
Right.
It's ridiculous. So it's a major workout, but I don't think the people perceive it that way. The people perceive it as just dancing and having fun, and they're also getting in shape, which is great. That's a phenomenal thing. Yeah.
Yeah, so that works out that way. I know I actually have my fitness watch, and I know we burn anywhere from 500 to 600 calories in that hour. So it's not anything that, you can like shun, like, oh, okay, it's just dancing.
Yeah.
We actually burn a lot of calories. I know I have a few ladies that just do my class alone, nothing else, that's lost weight or toned up by just doing that. I mean, it's just, you have to find things that work best for you.
Absolutely.
When it comes down to it, because people are like, man, what's the best cardio? And I'm like, you have to find something you like, because if you like it, then it's going to be easier for you. Because if you're like, hey, I want to run on the treadmill is the best, quote unquote, if they said that.
Yeah.
And you had to run on there for 30 minutes, and you're looking at the clock the whole 30 minutes, you're going to be like, man, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
Opposed to doing something where, one, it's not an actual clock there, which I do like.
Yeah.
But it's just like, I'll look at the time, and I'll say, oh, we have like 2 more songs. They're like, wait, we're almost done already?
Yeah.
So that's one of the benefits about it as well.
Yeah. There's no clock there, and the time flies by, even without the dance classes, because I've just been doing the personal training, and like time flies by.
Yeah.
Like in the midst of everything going on, you get this like adrenaline, great feeling of what you're doing, of accomplishment. Some days it's rough, but like you feel accomplished. And then you look up and time's done. It's like, I already put in the work for the day.
Right.
You don't realize how fast that time flies by if you like what you're doing.
Exactly.
Which, again, if we did the same thing every day, I'd probably be like, it's almost... But since we keep it something different, I'm interested, and I love doing something, and then I got to focus on doing it a different way. It takes your mind off of the clock. You don't even think about the clock that way. So that's something I really, really like about the gym.
Right.
We've all been going through our transformations. I know me and Juan have. How big, you being into fitness, do you think eating plays a part into the fitness? If I want to just eat whatever I want, but I want to take some classes from you, do you think that's a good idea, or do you think they go hand in hand on having to change?
Eating is the most important part. No matter
eating?
Eating is the most important part. You have to think of it this way. No matter what you do, if you stop training right now, you didn't train for the rest of your life, you're still going to eat.
Yeah.
So whatever you're doing, whatever you're putting in your body is what you're going to be fueling your workout. You always want to think of it almost as an 80-20 or 70-30 rule. So your diet is about 70 or 80% of what you need to do, and then your actual workout is that 20 or 30%.
Oh,
there.
really?
Yes. So say, I've had people that, they really didn't change how their lifestyle was, and they worked out, and they're like, okay, I'm not losing as much weight as I want. I'm still losing some, but it's like a very small number. And I'm like, what are you doing? Are you still going out to drink? Are you doing this? Are you eating a lot of carbs? What are you doing? Yeah. Because all that, like, even if you just change your diet, because I've had people who just cut out certain things in their diet, or they actually did like an intermediate fast or any other diet, and they've lost weight because you're at that calorie deficit there. So you're going to be able to do it that way. But for the best results, you want to do both of those hand in hand. It's almost like you're going into a college course. Okay. And they give you a syllabus, and they say, okay, this is how we grade the class. 70% is on diet. The other 30% is on this. And some people are like, okay, I want to just focus on the 30%.
Yeah.
And then they wonder why they're not getting the full effect. And then you have people that work, just do their diet, and they're like, man, I'm looking good and everything, but I still want that toned up feeling, and I still want to have kind of more muscle built on. So think of it like kind of like that, more of like a course where it's just like, what grade would you want? You want 100% or do you want 70 or 30?
Yeah. Now, I've changed my diet since I started working out with you.
Okay.
And obviously, I've been working out about 4 days a week is the average. I have not lost that much weight, about 5 pounds, but I've noticed a lot of body changes.
Yes.
So even though the number is not changing, that has not affected me whatsoever because I feel that I feel it. I feel the change. I don't need like if I look at the scale, I'm happy with that number. But I've noticed just minuscule differences all over from the workouts that we do because we do things to work out legs, arms, stomach, abs, shoulders, chest, like everything. And I've noticed some differences, even though the number's not changing.
Yeah, well, a lot of people always want to focus on the number, but no matter what that number is, you don't carry that number around you. Yeah. So if you look good and you weigh the same, some people be like, yeah, I'll be fine with that. Yeah. We just have a conception in our head where it's like, hey, I want to lose 10 pounds. Losing 10 pounds means I'm equal to look this way.
Yeah.
There's been times where I've actually seen people who actually were not too big, not too small, end up actually gaining maybe like 5 pounds, and they looked ripped because they put on muscle. Muscle weighs more than fat, but at the same time, it's going to take up less space. So the more muscle you put on, and then you're taking away that fat. That's why, those numbers might not be, those drastic changes like, I lost 10, 15 pounds this month. You're gaining muscle because you're also working out those muscle, and then you're burning off that little bit of fat as well. So it's almost like an equal trade at that point in time. You might lose a lot of fat here, but you gain a little bit of muscle here. So that's how it really
I've
works.
Noticed it, and I stopped focusing on the number. I realized, I don't really even care about it. It's more about how I feel. And like I said, those changes that I noticed, not only in my physical shape, but like my energy levels have been insane. Like it's been way better. Even on the days where I don't work out, I feel I want to work out. Like I want to keep doing it. Yeah. And I've taken up more activities like biking, the trails and stuff like that. And I don't know. It's like this burst of energy that not only affects that, also my mindset has changed drastically since that in a positive way. Because one of the first things I did when wanted to work out, I wanted to get out of the house, try to do something to mentally make me better physically. And just getting out of the house was my way of mentally getting better. But after working out, I mean, I feel great. I feel fantastic. But that carries on to the next day. It's not like I work out and feel great because I do. But I know you get like dopamine and things like that working out.
Right.
It releases a lot of good things. Now, outside of that, I've just felt more energetic, more putting more effort into more things, like just having that energy. And it feels fantastic. And I didn't think I'd get those results. That's not really what I was expecting out of all this, but it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Aside from the diet, though, what's your take on like vitamin pills and things like that? What do you think they're necessary, or they help, or what's your take on it?
Yeah, a lot of those things help. Vitamins, they do help. You want to make sure you're getting the proper amount of, like vitamin C, D, zinc, all that stuff. You really want to make sure that your body's getting that, regardless if you're working out or not. Now, the only thing is how people think about it. So it's just like, hey, I get a waist trainer. The girls wear waist trainers. They're like, I'm going to lose a bunch of weight. It's going to be like that. And I've always told people, they're like, am I going to lose like this? And I'm like, you're going to lose water weight. It's going to help you, but you're going to put that right back on. It's the amount of help that you're going to be getting from it. It's not going to be a lot, certain things, and then other things, are detrimental for you. So, like I tell you, after your workout, that 90-minute period, not the 30, you want to make sure that you're getting some kind of carbs, protein into your body, basically. You want to replenish that. That's very important that you do that. You don't want to like skip out on that. But other things, like what is it? Protein shakes.
Yeah.
I know you can do creatine. Creatine actually helps you gain weight. So you put more water into your muscles. That's why you actually end up looking bigger. So I know a lot of people do that. And then when you cut that out, that's how they get shredded from that point in time.
Gotcha.
So it's certain things that you can always add into that. They're important in some ways. And then, certain things... certain things are fads, and then certain things that last. So it's just like you don't see anybody that was like, "Hey, protein shakes are in," and then they're just like faded away. Yeah. It's like there's a lot of things that we used to do. I know growing up in the 90s, they used to have like, "Hey, we're going to do like low fat diets," but that really wasn't how things work. You have to cut out the carbs and the sugar, but that's really how fat is made. It's not fat turns into fat.
Yeah.
So It's more of having someone that knows about that.
Yeah.
To tell you exactly what it is. It's just like, Fit Tea, all the other stuff that is marketed out there,
Yeah.
stuff like that. I've never actually done a lot of those, but I always say, the best thing to do is actual work itself. I mean, there's no substitute really for that.
No. Agreed. I'm a little worried about the protein shakes. So I've been doing those lately. So I was doing like fruit smoothies, things like that after a workout, and I had to talk with you about that, about doing protein shakes. My only worry about that with taking that is gaining weight, and that's something that I keep hearing, gaining weight. Zero research, so this is just things I'm hearing through friends. Yeah. What's your take on that? If I'm doing something like that, because from what I'm hearing, great for the muscles, great for helping rebuild any muscles that are damaged during the workout, which is the point of that. But is it also going to add on weight, or is it reparation in muscles, which weighs more than fat, that's being added on?
Yeah, it's going to be more of that, like I said, that kind of a trade-off there. Like you will gain weight. Depending on how many you do as well. So I know, like, I may do 2 because I do one in the morning and I do one after my workout. That's going to help me gain weight. One, because it's going to be a lot of calories that I have in my protein shake, as well as the protein that I have in there. That's going to help the muscles, be the building blocks for those muscles. But if you're doing it just after your workout, like I said, you're going to put on a little weight. It's just when people say you're going to gain weight, what do you see yourself as when you say gaining weight?
Yeah.
You're going to be like
that's what I imagine. I imagine I'm getting bigger, like I'm eating a bunch of food and getting big. That's what goes through my head when they're like, if you take that, you shouldn't take that. You're going to gain a lot of weight. Yeah. I'm like, wait, I don't want to gain weight. I don't know what to do. Do I take it? Do I not? Like, that's what I'm asking, I guess.
No. You're like I said, you'll gain it because you're going to get it from you're building your muscles. Your pecs will get bigger or your biceps will get bigger.
Yeah.
When those things get bigger, obviously you're going to have more muscle tissue there. You're going to weigh a little more. Yeah. Gaining that muscle or gaining that kind of weight isn't bad. Like gaining weight, maybe where you don't want to gain weight. Yeah. Then
that's a problem.
But no, protein shakes are usually where the good thing to go.
Okay. I want to touch back on the diet and the protein shakes a little bit because you're vegan. Yeah. So you don't do regular protein shakes. You have to miss a couple of ingredients here, right?
Yeah, because most of the protein shakes are whey, so that's dairy. So I can't do that. But I actually use I believe mine is not even a soy. It's I kind of forgot because I've actually got 2 of them I mix. Because mine is a non-flavored one. I think it's like a nut protein. Okay. I think that's what it is.
Like an almond type?
It's like cashews. It's like a mix of nuts. All right. So it's about 20 grams per scoop. Okay. But then I know it has no flavor. So whatever I mix it with, it's just bland. So that's why I have to add in, like
something.
I have another one that I use only like half a scoop of. Yeah. It's a little bit more expensive. Yeah. But it's a chocolate taste. So me adding that in makes it chocolate. Yes. Yeah. So, that was my workaround because the one I'm getting, it's a big bulk of it. Yeah. And it's lasts me about 2.5, 3 months. Okay. And it's like $40.
Nice.
So that's not a bad price. Yeah. Especially because a lot of the vegan ones are expensive and you'll get them and they're like in the smaller 2-pound ones. And I'm like, I'm paying $40 for this. And it's just money. Yeah. Then you're like looking over here. And you're like, the whey one's like $12 or $15. I want to get that one. Yeah.
I tried some of those shakes with water because it said to mix with water. Yeah. That was horrible. It was a horrible experience. I'll never again mix a shake with water. No. I've been doing it with almond milk. Yeah. The unsweetened. I never really read the because I had the vanilla kind and the unsweetened. And for some scenarios I use this, some scenarios I use this. I didn't realize how much sugar is in the sweetened almond milk. There's like 24 grams of sugar in there. And I was like, where the sweeten has 0, like nothing. So I've been using, and since I use so many fruits, I mean, it helps out. So the fruits, and I've been using the protein shake in there, and it's delicious that way. Don't ever use it with water. That was a horrible experience.
That's like the last resort. You're like, man, I'm about to.
But it turned me off. Like I was like, that was me. I was like, I need to do a protein shake, and I didn't have anything, so I was like, I'll do water. And I was like, I'm not ever doing a protein shake again. And then I talked to you, and you told me to use milk. Yeah. It's a whole different world from using that. Yeah.
Don't want to use water.
Yeah. Here's my other question. Here's a big misconception. Man, you're super strong, super in shape, but you have to be eating meat. You have to eat meat to be in shape. Isn't that right? Isn't that how it works?
No, it's you don't even have to. I like to experiment with my own body. I'm about to do a one coming up soon where I'm still going to get my protein. Most people, the whole concept is like, oh, you're not going to get protein. You're not going to get protein. You're not going to get protein. There's people that eat straight fruit. Like they don't eat anything. And you can tell that they're not getting, the compositions that they need for their muscles. So that's what, you might have that illusion, or you might have people that I've seen that just eat like just fruits and vegetables, or that. When it comes down to it, it's like so many levels of people that are vegan that you can have one where it's like, okay, I'm a raw vegan. I don't eat anything that's, cooked, or you might have people that are vegan for ethical reasons. So they're like, okay, as long as it has nothing to do with animal cruelty or the animal byproduct, I'll do it that way. So it's different levels of that. But what I've done is, I know when I want to gain, I usually do like 1.5 of my weight in protein. That's what I try to get.
And what's your source of protein?
Usually my source is I use a lot of beans. I've got the protein shake, a few other things. Potatoes. I use the red potatoes. I mean, I get a lot of carbs from that, but it's so many ways you can get it outside of that. I also use this thing called protein milk. So instead of actually using regular dairy milk, it's called protein milk. It's like almond cashew mix, but it's 10 grams of protein per serving. Okay. So I do that with a scoop of my protein. That's 30 grams right there.
Okay, nice. Yeah.
Just those two there. So then if I add, a couple scoops of peanut butter, that's going to put it to about 13, or I'm trying to do the math in my head. I think it's 13 more grams there. But that's really all I do there. And I do 2 a day. So I work out like maybe 30, 40 minutes, and I make sure that, I do the proper workouts, and I've been able to gain weight. It's never been an issue. It's just always the concept of, hey, you need meat.
Yeah,
and
that's why I wanted to bring it up, because I know a lot of people out there think like that. I think probably myself included, until I saw you and you told me you were vegan. I was like, hold on, time out. Something in my head is wrong. I need to figure this out.
Yeah, and it's cool because I started this, I think, right before I came to Family Fitness. So you can actually see the beginning of where I was at Family Fitness to now. So when I started, I wasn't like a frail, skinny person, and I got to this. I was still somewhat built at that point in time. So then you can see like, oh, he went from here to this year to this year. So it's actual progress that you can see where I'm getting. And it's just like, oh, you really don't do that? And I'm like, no, I don't. I actually started off being a vegetarian actually it was like a calendar shoot that I was supposed to do. Did it for like the summer, which was a terrible idea because, barbecues and everything else. But I was like, I could do it. It's not that hard. I'm not like one of those people that's like, you cut something on my diet, I'm like, oh my God, I need this. Yeah. Next thing you know, I think my girl ended up making like pork chops. Oof. And I just remember like the smell, and I was just like, are you sure these are good? And she was like, no, I just got these today. And I'm like, dude, this smells like terrible. And I'm like, I don't know if I can eat this.
Oh, really?
And I did not eat it. No, I couldn't. Yeah. And I was like, there's something like I could smell like pork. I can smell it. Like, it's just a terrible smell. I cannot do pork. Even then, it's just like if I eat chicken, like I tell her, if I eat chicken, I don't feel well. Like my stomach is like on fire. Yeah. Now, say since she's not vegan, we go out to eat some places, they don't have any option. And honestly, I'm not going to eat French fries for a meal. Yeah. So I'll get something, but if I eat like red meat, I'm fine. Okay. But any other thing, I don't know.
You don't like it. It doesn't agree with you.
It doesn't agree with me.
Do you think it's because you haven't had it in your system for that long that at this point you don't feel like it's good fuel for your body? Do you think that's what it is? Or is it a mental thing? What do you think it is?
I honestly don't think it's really good for me. Yeah. Honestly, really. Because whatever you eat, you're not going to, if you eat it constantly, you're going to kind of almost be in tune with that smell, basically. Yeah. So it's just like if you go to the bathroom and you take a dump, it doesn't smell bad to you because that was actually
depends what you ate that day. Hold on, man. There's some days where I got to run out of the bathroom.
Yeah, so those days might be bad, but it's just like the same thing. It's just like if you constantly are eating that, then you don't. So even when I started off, I was doing like Beyond Meats, other like alternative meat substitutes, whatever. And I'm like, okay, these things aren't bad. And then I remember I said, I'm going to cut them out like for a couple months.
Okay. Test it out?
Also, I was eating like a more, like I would do a lot of Indian food, some Thai food, stuff like that. Cut out tofu and everything. And I remember going back and getting like patty, and I remember tasting like the chemicals in it, because I'm like, man, why did it never taste like this the first time? And I'm just like, this tastes really, really weird. And I tell her, I'm like, I'll eat it every once in a while, but I can't like do that how often I was doing it before. It's like once you like take a little bit of that away and you try to go back to it, it's almost like you refresh your palate and you're like, whoa, this is what it really tastes like. So
I'd have to completely agree with you. I'll tell you what I cut out with just fast food, because
Yeah.
I used to survive just on fast food, pure fast food.
Yeah.
Like that was it. No home cooking, just fast food. And then I got away from it. I was like, yo, the first thing I need to do is like cut out fast food. Like
Right.
I know that's one of the worst things. And I feel like fast food is like really, really addicting. Like really addicting. So it was hard for me to cut out fast food, like really hard. And I
Yeah.
would find myself still sneaking back and like grabbing a little bit. Like, it's okay, I haven't had it in a little while. I'm gonna eat it. At this point, like, I'm disgusted by fast
Exactly.
food. Like, I am completely, like, I feel like, what is wrong with me?
Yeah.
But in that moment, you like when you're eating it, like you become so used to it that it's delicious. I remember it being very, very delicious.
Yeah.
Like, it was so good, and people would tell me like, "How can you eat that?" So get out of it! Like I'm
Yeah.
eating my stuff, and now I look at it and like I'm really repulsed by it. Like it doesn't sit well, and I try to go back one day as like a quick meal. Like I need something. I'm starving.
Yeah.
And I ate it, and I felt horrible. Like I felt disgusted with myself. I felt bad. Like
Yeah.
even when I ate it, I didn't even finish the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like I started eating it, I was so hungry, and I was like, this isn't what it used to be. Like I don't understand. Whatever. And I ate what I ate of it, and I put it to the side, and I just felt horrible. Like it wasn't right. So I think once you get it out, once you're in it, I think you don't notice it. Like you said, the chemicals, you don't notice tasting those kind of things because you're just used to it. Like it's a
Right.
normal intake.
Right.
And then when you step away and then you try to go back to it, like you taste all those little details that you missed when you
Yeah.
were stuck on it, and it's horrible.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
And I mean, I don't want to try to bash the company or anything or what they do. What they're doing is good. It's just like, I basically want to say my progress or my journey on this is like always changing, because I'm always, taking things out or adding this. I'm going to take this out. Oh, I'm going to stop eating this oatmeal, do this, and come back, see if it tastes good. I'm going to try this granola. Like, it's so many things that I do that I try to, like, experiment with. Because the thing is, if I go to someone and I want to ask them any diet things and they tell me, okay, this is good, but they never went through it, them having an understanding of, firsthand going through it as well is always a positive thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's why I tell people, because they're like, man, I can't do this. I can't stop eating meat or whatever. And I'm like, that's fine. It's certain people that can't. Like certain blood types are more prone to having actually to eat meat. And I found that out, I think, last year, because one of my friends, his wife was like, yeah, we tried these vegan meals and he hates them. And he's like, yeah, I can't do this. And her friend was like, what's his blood type? And I forgot which blood type it was, but he was that. And they're like, no, they're harder to actually get away from meat. Like, it's so many things that factor into that. Like, when you even think of it like that, then, you might have people that's like, oh, I can never do that. And that might be the reason why.
Yeah,
and you have other people that are like, okay, they're like this. It's easier for them to transition. So, I mean, it goes so many ways to breaking it down. Like, okay, this is basically why this person does this or whatever.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't bash anyone. If you want to eat that, that's fine. I do not care. That's what you want to do. I've always been the person that if you want to change something, I'd rather have you ask me and be like, man, how do you do this? And then I can tell you. And if you're interested, then you can follow along. But me going around like, hey, I'm a vegan. You should do that. No, don't do that. No fishing. No that. I've never wanted to be that kind of person, It's kind of funny because I'll go out to eat and I won't say anything. It's just like either my friends or my girls. So they'll be like, okay, so what do you want to eat? And I'm like looking through the menu. They're like, oh, give him time because he's vegan. You guys got salads or something? And I'm like, dude, it's okay. There's even been times where like we went to I think Domo Sushi. They got really got nice sushi, but they had vegan sushi. So it's like just the vegetables that they use with the rice. And I remember ordering some and she ordered some. So when they brought out the food, they gave her the vegan ones and they gave me all the like deep fried ones, and I'm like, this is hers, this is mine.
Quick switch.
But they're like looking like, wait, what is he doing? Because I even went out I went to Kira a couple weeks ago and I was getting just the vegetable hibachi, no butter. What is it? The miso soup, all the stuff. And the guy was like, you're vegetarian? He was like, you're like the most fit vegetarian I've seen. He's like, so you work out too? He's like, all the ones I know just like eat healthy and they don't. I'm like, And he was just like, so amazed at that.
Yeah.
So
I think everybody's body type is different, and genetically, it plays a big part. Even the blood, all that. I think all that factors into where some diets will work for some people, and that exact same diet will not work for somebody else at all. So I think it's good that you try your own things and do it that way. And I think people should just do that in general, like what works for them, because the same diet that this person's talking about works great, worked wonders on them, may do absolutely nothing for you.
Exactly.
Yet this diet that everybody bashes might be exactly what your body type needs.
Yeah.
But the only way I think you're going to find those things out is if you try them. If you just do what is the most popular thing, you're never going to find out. I think it's like a trial and error type thing on what works best for you.
Yeah, and you also got to think about it. There's a lot of things that factor into that, but you want to make sure that you keep it going. You don't never want to revert back to where you were at that point.
Yeah.
So for things to change, you have to break the cycle.
Yeah.
So if your cycle was like, hey, I'm eating fast food, now you're in shape, you're not going to go back to fast food. So you want to find something that's you can go for a long time. You want some longevity with that. Because the diet has been turned into like, hey, this is a way that I need to lose weight. When a diet is basically what you're eating.
Every day,
just like,
not 60 days.
Right. So if I say, what's a gorilla's diet? You're not going to say, oh, well, he's trying to lose weight. You're going to say he's eating, this is what their diet consists of. This is what giraffes or whatever animal is, what their diet is. But when we talk about our diet, it's like, okay, we're doing this to lose weight, get in shape, summer, anything, vacations. But it's more of it's a lifestyle at that point. So when I did that, it was funny because my girl's like, so when are you going to go back? And I'm like, so I'm just going to be like, yeah, I'm tired of these vegetables. Let's bring me the meat, bring me the ribs.
Bring it out.
Right. So
that's weird that the red meat is what you like, though. I thought red meat was bad for you, or was it for like inflammation? It was bad. I'm not too positive on that, but I heard red meat was worse.
Yeah. So like I said, I've eaten it, and I have less effects on that. The other ones I can eat are fish. So I'll eat fish every once in a while. So just say like we'll go out to get hibachi, and I'll be like, man, I haven't had sushi in like the last 8 months, and it's like, man, I want to get a roll that I like, because I used to eat sushi a lot all the time, like because I know they used to have like half off sushi here at Sakura, and I would go there and just order a couple rolls and get hibachi. But that's one. Fish and like the beef. That's really it. Yeah. Like I said, I think I had turkey like 2 Thanksgivings ago, and it wasn't bad. Yeah. It was like any bad thing that happened, but
turkey's lean though. Turkey's supposed to be really healthy for you. Matter of fact, I cut out like regular meat, and I've been doing ground turkey for everything. Because I still eat meat, man. I'm one of those guys. I'm one of those guys like I can't cut it out, man. Matter of fact, what I did is I increased my intake on meat and decreased a lot of other things that I was eating. Rice being the main one, and I started eating a lot of. I don't know how to say the name. Is it quinoa or
quinoa? Yeah.
Thank you. That, and I've been mixing that in a lot with the rice, and that fills me up so quick.
Yeah, quinoa is good. That's one of the other good protein sources. Like you can always go online and look at like the actual protein source based on like serving size. That's usually what you want to look at. Because I know there's always these certain misconceptions about like, oh, okay, broccoli has more protein per calorie to steak. Okay. But calorie is not what you really want, because if I brought a bushel of broccoli in, that's about 25 calories. So for me to get 100 calories of that, I have to eat 4 of those opposed to eating, a piece of steak. Yeah. So, I mean, quinoa was a good one, because I used to do quinoa with like a vindaloo potato from like Indian. Okay. So that's what I do, because I like Indian food. That's, like I said, they have a lot of vegan dishes that you can try. Yeah. So.
I think portion control is a big thing. Yeah. I think portion is like the biggest one, just because you're talking about the size comparing. And it's like, what do they say? A steak's supposed to be about the size of your palm. Yep. You ever gone to a restaurant? It's never the size of my palm, man. They always bring me out like this big old, like there is no, and then if you don't eat it all, people like frown on you for not eating all your food. But it's like, these places are serving me like well over the amount for a regular meal. And as my stomach has shrunk lately, and I've noticed this because I'm working on portion control. Yeah. I used to eat these ridiculous plates of food. I'm like, I'm just eating this and this. It's healthy. Yeah. Not if you're eating.
Plus, it's so hard to digest, meat as well. Plus, when you go to a restaurant, you may fill up on water first. Yeah. Then they want to give you appetizers. Then you get that.
Yeah. By the time I get it, it's like, this big old steak with a bunch of potatoes, and it's like, all of this is past my like serving portion. So I think that's hard one, because if you normalize eating out,
Yeah.
those portions are normalized to you, and that's what you feel like you should be eating.
Right.
And it's nowhere near that. Like, it's literally I've noticed about half the size of what you might get at the restaurant is the correct portions on these things.
Yeah, and then you're like mad because you're like, man, you're still not filling me up. Because there's a lot of places that, give out smaller portions.
Yeah.
That's the right portion size, but, that's their drawback. People will say, like, yeah, I like it, but it was a small portion.
Yeah, but that's a normal portion size.
Yeah.
And as long as it's delicious, like, that's what it's supposed to be, good and healthy and filling. Good being the most important part. If you're a restaurant, the first thing you want is delicious food. I get that. But some places are just like, if I give them a lot, they'll come back, and it's like ridiculously oversized food.
Right.
And I think that's become so normalized everywhere. I mean, not only in restaurants, but like fast food everywhere. Like, I think they try to get you as much food as possible for your money's worth, not taking into consideration health at all. Health has become, I think, taking a back seat to profits and to making money and to bringing back people.
Yeah, it kind of did, but it's kind of almost a really weird ground, because remember that movie Super Size came out.
Yeah.
And at that point in time,
Super Size Me.
all those places that had like Super Size,
they all cut it out. They never asked again. They stopped asking it.
Yeah. So you couldn't even get it anymore. But then they started putting on the nutritional values for like all their food on there. So they're like trying to help, but at the same time, it's like it's not put out there, or it's like, oh we're eating this, you're gonna have like 200% of your sodium today. From this meal.
Yeah.
So,
And I think that happened a lot with the veggie burger. It's not called the veggie burger. It was called
Impossible Whopper.
The Impossible Whopper. Is that what it was called? Yeah.
At the Burger King.
Yeah. I think they got a lot of backlash because people were like, "Oh, this is like a vegan burger. Okay, this is healthy." And then people started reading up on it. It's like worse than a regular burger. It's way worse than a regular burger. There's more calories and everything in it. Like, it's just and it's fried with the regular burgers anyway. So like, you're still getting like, I didn't eat it myself, so I can't say much about it. But I know there was a big turnaround on that.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that, because I remember they had it, and I remember Impossible meat is one of the better meats that I like. Like I said, Beyond Meat, I still like their sausages that they make. I do like Impossible meat more than Beyond Meat. So I did try their Whopper, but it was like, I swear it wasn't the same kind of like quality, whatever they make.
So, and that's what I hear is it's good if you make it yourself, because you can make it yourself and you can buy the product and make it at home, and you can make it healthy. It's really good. I heard it's really good. I heard it's only bad under the circumstances because of everything they're doing to it at like Burger King, is at the way they're making it, which is obviously for a fast food process. Like, it's not going to be as healthy. It's literally fast food. You're just driving through and like grabbing some food. It's like a quick bite more than it is for looking for healthiness. Nope.
Yeah, so it's more about profit at that point, because you have to think about it. One, you have to get out quick. Yeah, and you got to make sure that it's a somewhat delicious. So when things don't taste as well, or they might be bland, you have to add those seasonings or anything.
Absolutely.
So it's just like I remember sometimes eating someone trying to make like a vegan dish, and like just say like greens or something, and you can't put like the ham hock in there. So they put all this salt to try to like make up for it. So then it's just like, why is it so salty?
Yeah.
Like, so it's certain things that it's hard to do, like, because you're trying to always substitute that old habit in there. So it's just like, okay, how do I like do this with this? And even then, like you said, they do fry it on the same thing. It's like right next to a Whopper, and then it's the big Whopper.
Exactly. It's the same thing.
Thing. So. I mean, I had it before, and I don't eat it like, I think I had maybe 4 ever.
Ever?
Yeah. It was like the last 3 were desperation. It's like we're just driving somewhere and it's late, and I'm like, I don't have anything I can really get. I'm going to have to get this Impossible Whopper. And then it's funny because sometimes I'm like, hey, no mayonnaise. And there still be mayonnaise on there. And I'm like, well, that just kind of ruined it. Like, I need another one.
Yeah. The Rep Your State challenge that you're doing right now, how's that going for you? Because I've seen a lot of crazy videos at this point.
Oh, it's going great. I kind of like it. It's something that was unexpected.
Okay.
It was all started, when quarantine hit, stay-at-home orders. Got a TikTok. I was like, I'm going to get this. I have these ideas in my head. I'm like, these might be good. Then I find out that you have to use like TikTok sounds, so I can't even use the music I wanted to. So I was like, oh, it's whatever. Make a couple videos. You know, one video was really well. I did it with my kids in it, and then I did a couple other ones, and it was weird because, you know, like I get like 1 or 2 views, and I'm like, man, why isn't nobody seeing it? Like, this is good. You know, you always think your quality is good, but you're like, man, I wish more people would see it. So I just remember watching another guy. I think his name is Nate. He actually called Nate the Turnip King. He's a good friend that I actually met through or know through TikTok. We actually do each other's videos.
Okay.
And I remember he put a video up, and it was like, I've got 10,000 followers, and it took me like a month, a little over a month. And I remember watching his videos, and I was like, me and him kind of do like the similar things. Like, I never posted stuff like that. I was like, the things that he's doing, like, I can do. Yeah. And I'm like, maybe I should try just doing my fitness stuff and see where it takes me, right? Because obviously he just kept putting out the content and people following. I was like, I'm going to try something. And I was like, I had to think of something of my own, because his was like on the beat challenge. So he's doing different workouts, but he's hitting beats with it and doing ab workouts. Yeah. So I'm like, I can't do the same thing he does. There's one guy, Represent Your Country, that I liked it. And I was like, well, I'd rather do state, because if I represent U.S., that means anyone outside of there that say, hey, you know, I'm not as good as him, I'm not going to have to do it. Like, I'll just, you know, like it or say, thanks for representing U.S. I was like, I'm going to just rep our state. Yeah. And then, you know, other people from different states. First guy was from New Jersey. Then I would get on, it was Georgia. And I think I did one video where I, like, did push-ups and I was walking up the wall. Actually was inspired because my daughter was, like, on the wall doing that. And I was like, I should do a push-up like that. Yeah. So I did that, and that one just took off. It was like, I think I got almost 300,000 views in a day. And I was like, so everybody kept trying to like recreate it and do it. They were like, man, this is the hardest thing. You make it look easy while you're doing this. I had shoes on the wall. So people were like, why you got shoes on the wall? So that one was what really started it. Did another guy's. I duetted his, which was Represent Your Country. I did that. Got 1 million views on that. So then a lot of people started adding me. They started redoing the challenges. It's cool because it's like, a lot of states, you know, don't like other states. So, like, I did one challenge. Like, the simple ones are always the ones that go viral. That's how it is. I can do, like, the most advanced thing. I'll get maybe a ton of likes, but no one's going to, like, read it. So I did one. It was, like, simple one. I think it was some guy in Tennessee. I think his name is Jay. I just want to try to remember these people's names. He actually has, like, club feet. So he has like no feet basically. So his torso is all he has. Okay. And I was doing like push-ups where you start off in the middle and I go wider and wider and wider until I end the video. So when he starts the video, you see him do push-ups, but he has no legs. So everybody's looking like, wait, why is this guy floating? Yeah. So everybody started coming to my page like, man, this guy from Tennessee like just owned you or whatever. Yeah. And I look and I'm like, well, I don't know what I can do. Yeah. Can't beat that. Yeah. Then it was like the guy that I think did the floss, Backpack Kid. Yeah. He did my video. A bunch of people started doing that. And it was always the same one. Yeah. The guy from Michigan like did his own adaptation of mine. Yeah. And everybody's like, oh, Michigan's beating Ohio or whatever, this and that. They're like, man, you need to make a better video or come after him. I'm like, dude, I'm just doing this to see how many people are going to do it. It's not like
it looks like fun, but they look intense, man.
It is. It's fun though. But like I said, it's funny because some people like they'll do it or they'll like try to make it a comedy thing. Like they'll just be sitting there eating like their Whataburger or In-N-Out Burger, everything else. And they're like, no, I'm not even gonna try to do this.
Nope, not today.
Or they'll be in their bed, sleep like this is how I represent California. Yeah. So that's a
good one. Yeah. I do enjoy those videos, but they look way too intense. They're crazy. They're fun to watch and enjoy, but there's an extremity to them that not everyone can do those kind of things. Those are like legit, like the push-ups, clapping, jumping in the air, the pull-ups, clapping behind your back, the climbing up the wall. You've done stairs. I've seen you do stairs. There's a lot of stuff in there that's super fun to watch. It's crazy. There's no way that some of us could repeat those videos.
It is. But like another guy that I watch a lot of his stuff, Darren. We put out a lot of stuff that's different levels. And I've always said that. Like, I can put out a video that might be just simple squats. I'll do it. And it's funny how people see it because they'll see it on, like, their page, but they won't see my other stuff. And they're like, man, this is easy. Yeah. Like, you need to make something harder. And I'm like, well, you can just look on my page. Yeah, just keep looking. I've got a lot of stuff on there, so it's going to be different levels. There's people that, that I know have back issues. So they're like, oh, I like this ab workout you did because I can do it and it's not hurting my back. And then, other ones are like, oh man, this is really hard. I can't see how you do this, how you do it so fast. Yeah. I'm like, everything that I do is based off of my level.
Yeah.
So things that I'm doing on there's certain things that I do that takes multiple takes or that are harder for me. And there's things that, I can do like once and it's good.
Yeah.
I can never say, something is easy. That's based on my levels. My easy might be hard for somebody else, or my hard might be easy for someone else. I have someone that did push-ups without their feet. Like they were just in the air doing planche, and I was like, okay, I really can't do that as well. I could do maybe 2, but this guy did like 10 of them, and I'm like, all right, So my easy or my hard was easy for him because he's like, oh, I can do this, and then my easy is hard for somebody else. It's just different levels of where everybody's at in their journey for that.
So I've seen you do videos all around this city. I want to ask, what's your favorite spot in this city in general? And this can be where you choose to work out at. This can be, I've seen you at the park doing crazy videos. Anywhere at, if you had a favorite spot, like a go-to spot here in the city, doesn't have to be workout related. Maybe you like the places you like to eat. Maybe you like the sushi, whatever it is. What do you think's your favorite spot here in the city?
Huh, that's a good question.
I know.
Let's see. What would be my favorite spot? That's a hard one. Now,
put him on the spot.
No, I'd probably be the art museum. I do like how the art museum is outside with the stairs and everything because I've done a couple videos out there. I know I wanted to do one inside the art museum, and they're like,
nope.
You can't really be recording in there unless like they get authorized.
Yep.
But yeah, it probably would be that. The only thing is I like to try to do different things each time. So that's one of my things because I know even with my TikTok, people are like, oh, you take your best video and you put it out and you keep doing it again and again so you can get more people to watch it. And I'm just like, I'd rather not do that again, or I'll like try to think of some different way of doing it. That's just me, not saying that what they're doing is wrong.
Yeah.
It works for you.
Absolutely.
But it's just like, okay, I'll think of something and I'm like, okay, you know what I should do? I'm going to do push-ups up the stairs at the art museum.
Yeah.
Or then it's like, okay, I want to go to Wildwood and I know there's the pull-up bars here. And it's okay, I'm going to go over to Swan Creek Park and do on their swing set, jump over and do burpees on that. So
I see now too. Yeah.
So it's just so many things that you have to look at. Like my favorite thing to do, or I think I'm gonna actually start doing, is like you have to take something and make a workout, like a full workout with it. So like somebody can say, hey, here's a chair. Like give me a workout.
Ooh, I like that.
So then it's like, okay, now I have to think of something to use.
You have to be creative in that.
Yeah, so that's where it comes down to it. Like the more that you can create, the more that you can create something out of simple products or things that are readily available to somebody, the more interest it's going to be for them, as well as going to be like, man, I've never done something like this, and this guy is more creative than I thought he would be. So that's like even when you come in, you're like, man, what are we doing today? And I can I have to look at it. Like there's been times like I've gone in there and I've actually like just like sat there and looked at the weights or looked at something and I was just like, okay, how can I like use this to work out your chest or something?
That weight set where you had them turning on the weight set that you just came up with that day, the very next day I saw you using it. I was like, oh, he just came up with that yesterday. I saw him invent that.
And they were like, yeah, we don't like this. It looks weird. And I was like, dude, I just made this yesterday. Like no one's mad at you. Like no one's laughing. They're like, oh, he did say he was going to use that. I'm like,
no, that totally worked. Yeah. It was a workout. I like your videos, and I like how many parts of the cities you've shown in it. And then aside from our city, plenty of other cities upcoming on some other stuff that you're doing there, which I really, really, really enjoy. Shout out to you and what you're doing, first of all.
Thank you.
Like, honestly, like it's so great. I want to tell as many people as I can. Like, honestly, it's been such a good adventure, such a good time. I've had other people, and I've tried this before, and I just don't have that positive experience like I'm having with you, and it's something that's kept me motivated, kept me wanting to come back, and like I'm enjoying it way more than I thought I ever would. So thank you for that. Shout out to Mike and Family Fitness, honestly, for what they're doing there, because they've created an environment that is just all positivity and all love.
Great.
And I really enjoy it. And I want more people to know about it, and I want more people to tune in on what's going on there, because it's nothing but positive things. If people want to reach you, what's the best way that they could reach out to you on any social media or best route?
Yeah, I'm on off platform, so you can catch me on Facebook. You look up Joshua Buchanan. You'll see me in Toledo. Another ones are, Instagram is SMLK, so Smilk77. Snapchat Smilk88.
Okay.
Those are usually the ones that you do. If TikTok is just Josh Buchanan 88, just something simple. Didn't make it anything complicated or cool, I guess. Just use my name.
Just simple.
Yeah.
Nice. And is there anything else you want to tell the people before we get off here? Anything you want to say on your part?
Not too much. Just, you know, you always want to find out like the best way to work out, or you looking for anybody to train, come out to, you know, Family Fitness. We've got other trainers there. We've got Mike, we've got Danny, great trainers. They'll always put, you know, your needs out there, make sure you're getting the proper fitness, also doing it in the proper form so you're not risking injuring yourself. We were always going to look out for, you know, people. So
yeah. And just to add on to that, I have seen all of these people, and phenomenal job, all of them, attention, everything that goes on there. I can't say enough good things about them. And I really, if you want any more information, please reach out, stop by, anything, because I can't share enough good news about what's been going on there and everything. I thank you so much for coming out here and doing this. I really do appreciate it. And I'm going to tag all your info so more people can follow you on your Instagram, Snapchat, all that stuff. I really can't say enough good things about you, man. I really appreciate it.
Thanks.
Man. All right. Thanks, everybody, for watching. You guys have a great rest of the night.
I see it.